had the best big brother a girl could ask for. John was smart and funny and outgoing. People wanted to be around him, wanted to be just like him. I wanted to be just like him. He started drinking his junior year. I found out, but he said it was no big deal. At first, I believed him. I even covered for him. But as time went on, alcohol stopped providing the buzz John craved. So he tried prescriptions he stole from our grandparents. And then he started trying anything else he could get his hands on. He slowly became someone I didn't recognize. Our parents threatened to send him off to rehab if he didn't stop, so John just stopped spending time at home. And then one day, he didn't come home at all. It's been a year since I saw him last. He used to call me once in a while, but pretty soon, that stopped too. Now every night the phone rings, I'm scared it's someone calling to say my brother's in jail or hurt. I'm scared they're calling to say my brother is dead. And every night we sit down to dinner and pretend that things are okay, but they're not. Because across from me at the dinner table is my brother's empty seat. It's like a part of me is missing all the time now, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever met someone who loved their car the way Matt did. He had been talking about this car he was going to have one day ever since we were in 3rd grade. Once we got to high school, if Matt wasn't at school or practice, he was out working to save for his car. Finally, the summer before senior year, he had gotten enough money to buy this bright yellow Mustang. Everyone called it the Canary, but Matt didn't care. He drove that thing everywhere, and when it was time for prom, he didn't even think about renting a limo. Everyone knew that he and his date would arrive to prom in the Canary. Although, none of us knew that it would be the last time we saw him in the car he loved so much. It's not what you think. Matt wasn't a reckless driver. He never took turns too fast, and he obeyed every law. The only mistake he made was being on Highway 28 at the same time as someone who had been drinking. Someone who already had 2 DUIs. I remember staring at his empty seat at graduation and being so angry. He had worked so hard and did everything right. I felt so helpless staring at his empty seat. I just keep thinking
about how Amy was the first person who spoke to me after I transferred. We only had one class together, but she was always nice to me and asked how I was doing. I didn't know her very well, really, but as the year went on, even I started to notice that something wasn't right. She started missing class, and she seemed tired and withdrawn, but I didn't feel like I knew her well enough to ask questions. I thought it would be better just to mind my own business, even after I had seen how scared and sick she looked, even after I had heard stories about the people she had started hanging out with. They found her in someone's basement, a heroin overdose. I couldn't believe it. Heroin was something that happened down dark alleys in big cities, not here. I heard later about some people that they had arrested some people who had been with her that night. They had just left her there. They hadn't even called for help. They had known she was in trouble, and they had just walked away. What kind of person would do that? Then one morning, staring at her empty seat in front of me in class, I realized that I was that kind of person. I had known she was in trouble, and I hadn't done a thing about it. What if I had said something when he first started drinking? What if I had refused to cover for him and believed that he had it under control? I decided that I wouldn't just stand by. I started getting involved in campaigns calling for tougher drunk driving laws, It won't bring
that
Amy back. But maybe if I let people know how important it is to stand up when we know something is wrong, then no one will have to lose another classmate
Or their brother. No one should have to look at an empty seat at the dinner table
On graduation day.
every morning in class. It's time to take a stand and to speak up when we know people need help. It's time to make sure that there are no more empty seats.
No more empty seats.
No more empty seats.